Hi everyone. In this lecture we are going to talk about creating shallow copies using view. Once you have an NumPy array, you can create a view over it. You can think of the view as a shallow copy of the underlying array. In the case of shallow copies, by the way, we do have deep copies which we are going to talk about in our next lecture. Now, in the case of shallow copies, any edits that you make to the copy will also be reflected in the original array. So here we have an array of fruits: orange, peach, cherry, and strawberry. Let's create two shallow copies. Let's say we have basket 1, and I'm going to grab the fruits array, and I'm going to say dot view, and this dot view method is going to create a shallow copy of it. And I'm going to copy that, put it right here. I'm going to create two shallow copies, which we are going to take a look at. Now let's print the shallow copies. I'm going to say basket underscore 1, and let's copy that. Let's put it down here, and I'm going to say basket underscore 2. So you can see both of them contain all the elements from the original array. Now their content, the content of the shallow copies, they are the same as the content of the original array, but they are completely different objects in memory. So what I'm going to do is, just to save you a lot of time, we have talked about these concepts a lot before. So what I'm going to do is, using the ID, which is going to show where actually this object is stored in memory, or the memory ID for original fruits array, shallow copy basket 1 and shallow copy basket 2. If you take a look at those, you can see that they are in fact different: 560, 656, and 176. The IDs are different, which means that these are different objects in memory. We can also test if a basket 1 is the fruits itself. So we can test if any shallow copy is the same as the original array. So I'm going to say basket 1 is basket 1 fruits. If I run it, we are going to get a false. If I say basket underscore 2 is fruits, we're going to get a false as well. But keep in mind that the base from which basket 1 and basket 2 drive is going to be the fruits array. So if we check the base, that is going to be the same thing. So if I say basket basket underscore 1 dot base, is the base equal to the fruits, we are going to get it true. We're going to get it true for basket 2 as well. So dot base is fruits. Fruits. You're going to get it true for that as well. Now, we have talked about how I've also mentioned that if you change any shallow copy, the original array is going to change as well. So let's go ahead and let's do that. So I'm going to say basket underscore 2. Let's grab the item with the index of 0, which is the first item, and let's change it from whatever it is to lemon. So what is it? It is an orange. We are going to change it to a lemon. And now if I take a look at the basket 2, basket 2 has been changed. But what about the fruits array? It has been changed as well. And because basket 1 is a shallow copy of the fruits array, it will have been changed as well. Now, if we go ahead and reassign any of the shallow copies to another object, it is no longer a shallow copy. It is like a completely different object. So if I go ahead and if I say basket underscore 1, let's go ahead and let's assign it to a completely different array. For that, I'm just going to pass in apricot, blueberries, kiwi, and watermelon. So now, if we take a look at basket 1, it is a completely different object. Basket 2 is still a shallow copy of the fruits, and the fruits is also unchanged. The reason, now here is something that you might get confused. We did not reassign basket 2 when we changed one of its elements on this line 12. we just changed one of its elements, one of its array elements. But in here, we actually changed the entire identity of this array. So if I were to say print ID basket underscore 1, let's take a look at that. So let me just cut that. Let's say print, put that there. Let's run that. So you can see that it no longer resembles, it is like 6496 for basket 1. You can see it's 8656. So it's no longer that object. It's a completely different object with a completely different ID. All right, we can also reshape any of the shallow copies. Basket 1 is no longer a shallow copy, so I'm just going to grab the basket 2, and I'm going to say reshape. And I'm going to say it should be a 2 by 2 array. Keep in mind that the elements, they have to be compatible with the shape that you're providing. Otherwise, you're going to get an error. If I do that, it says in the object attribute, reshape is read only. Basket 2 dot, okay, this is not reshape, this is just shape. Reshape is a function. Let's take a look at basket 2. And now you can see it is a 2-dimensional array with 2 rows and also 2 columns. If we take a look at the fruit set array itself, interestingly, the shape of the array is unchanged. So let's take a look at that. There we go. That's it for this lecture. See you in the next one.